Okay, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we're going to take a look at 6.4.2. Let's take a look at the path nodes here. Right off the bat here, you got long distance relationship, which every 3 seconds spent near the defender, you will get a weakness buff put on you, which reduces your attack by 10%. Staying away from the defender will remove those. They also have aggressive perception. Every 2 seconds, they gain a precision charge, which increases their crit hit chances by 25%. Striking them removes that. And then the God Slayer, which increases their special attack crit hit damage by 50%. On the path here, you're going to have Domino, Angela, Black Panther, Blade, Crossbones, Gambit, and then Drax. And all of them have the exact same nodes for the path. That none of them have anything extra. And then we're going to come over here to Rogue. Rogue is going to be the first one that's going to have something different. As far as those first champions, just make sure that you're being patient with them. You're going to see that I don't do a great job at doing that myself. But get in there, get a few hits in, back off, get the charges off of you, get back in, hit them again, rinse and repeat. You want to be consistently doing that back off, taking it slow, because the more that you're hitting into them, the more you're close to them, the more so that you're going to put yourself to the point that after a while you're basically punching with a feather, and you're just not going to be able to get the damage in that you need to, and it's going to draw out the fights way longer than you need them to go. And it also gives you that risk that if it goes longer, of slipping up and allowing them to get that hit on you that does take down the fight quick, but not in your favor. So as we go over here to Rogue, the only thing that you need to worry about with her is she has the enhanced special one and the recovery. But as long as you're avoiding that special one, you can still bait it out. Her specials are easy enough to avoid. The recovery doesn't come into play, nor does the enhanced special one, as long as you would continue to dash back once she goes into them. They're easy enough to avoid. Finally, here you're going to get Thor Ragnarok, who has combo shields, so even when struck, he's not going to lose his combos. And then aspects of death. Now, this one is one of those things that, depending on how many of your champions are down, depends on how long this lasts for. If you have all your champions healthy, it's 4 seconds. If not, it's it's an additional second per champion down. So having a particular champion that can do high damage and that you can consistently get a combo off with, you want high hit combos, because he has also prove yourself here. And you don't even start doing damage to him until you're above a 15 hit combo. So that's something to keep in consideration. Also keep in consideration with that aspects of death. Once he does a special for anywhere from 4 to 8 seconds, anything that he touches you with is instant death. You want to bait the specials, but you also want to back off and make sure you're not getting caught with any part of the special for up to 8 seconds after the special. His specials are also unblockable, so again, you need to just avoid. Finally, he also has power efficiency, which means that his specials cost 50% less. Okay, let's get in here, guys. And so right off the bat here, I used Stark Spidey against Domino, going for the class advantage. Plus, on top of that, obviously, he's got the auto evade, and then his dash back, it covers so much ground that it's really easy to get away from Domino. And considering the fact that she crits so easily and has extra hit power on those crits, you just want to avoid her as much as possible and get in there and get what you can and then get back out. You don't want to take any time period that you're not hitting at your max. That one didn't go the cleanest, but it did, we were able to get her down without anything extra. So we came over here to Angela. Tigra was probably not the best choice to bring into this level, to be truthful with you. She really does need to be able to be intercepting and be aggressively up onto a champion, and that means she's just gonna build up those weakness charges far too often. So that first attempt at Angela here with her just didn't go well. Um, Brought in Hulk, did a bit more damage, but again, I spent a little bit too much time getting aggressive here. Hulk, since the rework, is absolutely phenomenal. He's back to as good as he was when he started, and actually even better so. So, but with our being too aggressive in these early fights, we lost a few champions a little too quickly. We were able to just turn around, bring Captain Marvel movie in here, play a little bit closer to the vest, and finish her off. I was trying to work on getting a few charges up in the process, knowing that if I needed to use her against Thor Ragnarok at the end, uh, having her to the point where we could ignite that binary after a few combos would mean that we could do a lot higher hits against him. So of course I decided I'd come in here and do the same thing, build up the charges off of Black Panther, but of course he ignited us, and that cost us what we were building. Again, I was a little tired, so we got a little frustrated and instead of going back to the plan. I do understand that if you just parry consistently, you can build up those charges a lot faster, but it's just not in my play style to 100%. I am getting better about doing that. I've always been a bit more of an aggressive fighter, anyways. So we brought Nick Fury in here, and knowing that even with the weakness charges, we'd have the ability to purify. Plus, on top of that, we could build up the bleed charges and consistently be doing damage to get Black Panther down a little further. Went ahead and did the same thing against Blade here. Obviously, bleeding Blade is always kind of a risk because he does get that ability to, suck his own blood. So you got to be a little careful on that one. But at the same time, it's not that bad. We were able to get him down. I did mess up here and let off the special 3 a little too early. Obviously, with being still in the LMD form, the special 3 doesn't do nearly the damage, and we ended up getting pushed into true Nick Fury anyways. So I could have actually finished him off with just the SP3. So we came over here already losing health off of the poison against Crossbones and just couldn't keep him consistently off of us. Tried to bring in Stark Spidey there, but he was already so wounded from that initial fight with Domino that we barely did anything and had to revive the entire team. So Captain Marvel movie, again, trying to build up her charges. Thought we'd bring her in here, and we got some charges off of her, but we were unable to finish off Crossbones. I honestly gave consideration to re-recording some of this because, again, like I said, I was pushing a marathon when I finished several of these levels. I was 4 levels in by the time I did this. I ended up taking a break, did another 3 levels, and then it was a long push for the final level. We'll talk about those more over the next couple of videos as they're coming out. Gambit gave us a little bit of problems here. He's a mixed bag. Sometimes he's aggressive as can be as far as the AI wants to play him, and sometimes you can't get anything out of him. Sometimes he'll sit in the corner and do nothing. So, and both of those things aren't great because then he's up on you the entire time. So we ended up having to revive to finish him off. Again, the entire team. This one was a lot more expensive than it needed to be, guys. This is getting aggressive is not the best way to play this level. You, like I said, at least not these first fights. You got to keep off of these guys. We were able to get through Drax fairly easily, but I mean, even at our worst play, Drax is Drax. I mean, I I love him in the movies, love him in the comics. He's nothing special in the game. So then we got over here to the Rogue fight. Like I said, Rogue is not too hard to avoid her specials. They're fairly obvious when she starts them, and all you got to do is get away from her, and she's not going to touch you. None of them are that long of a range on hers, as you can see repeatedly there. Stark Spidey is not that high of a damage dealer, especially unawakened. So this is a little bit more of a drawn out fight. But all in all, we are able to just go ahead and finish her off. It's, when you're already not the highest hitting champion in the game, not that he's the lowest by any means, but at the same time, you're trying to go up against a champion that does have a bit of a higher health pool. It can be a little bit more of a drawn out fight here, and like I said, all in all, we were able to finish it. It just took us a little bit longer than some of the other fights. Now, that being said, this does not take us nearly as long as the Thor Ragnarok fight, and definitely does not take us as much revives. Right off the bat here, you can see the first couple times I tried to go in against him, I didn't even get a combo off with Nick Fury there. We just barely get up to enough of a combo to start taking some life off of him with Captain Marvel movie and end up down. So we really didn't get anything off of him whatsoever. The two that really shined here initially were Hulk. You'll see this real quick here. I'm able to get some really good combos going here. And if it wasn't for the amount of ridiculous power gain that he is able to get, we could have probably finished this off on the first go of Hulk. And I probably should have just stuck to him. You can see we've already done over 50% of the damage, but we pushed him up to that special 3, and that cost us before we were able to get to another combo. So we brought Stark Spidey in here. Again, I was able to get him to a good combo, but again, he's not a tank. He's just not. So high damage dealers are more ideal here, as long as you can consistently build up your combos. Otherwise, this can be a bit of a longer fight. And you can see here, if I was paying attention to what I was doing, Hulk and Stark Spidey obviously were the answers. Revived Hulk once, decided to come right back in and didn't heal and got caught. So we revived him again, healed so that we'd have a little bit more to go, and got caught by aspects of death. So, of course, let's go ahead and walk through the entire team again. Not that we had any luck with Tigra the first time. Not that we had much luck with Nick Fury the first time. But, again, just didn't time it. I was trying to push too hard on this. Brought in Stark Spidey again. Was able to get another consistent combo. Almost actually finish him off here, actually. We're going to get him right down to that last little bit, and unfortunately that power gain is going to catch up to us, and we're going to get hit by that SP3, lose our combo, not be able to get back to it again fast enough, and have to bring in Captain Marvel movie here to finish. The other thing to keep in mind is if you can find champions that are heavy damage dealers that are also high hit combo off their specials, that can be really useful as well, so that you can get into that 15 right off the bat. But you can see here, guys, we were able to get through it, finish the level, and now we're ready to go on to 6.4.3. I hope this helps, guys. I know it's not the cleanest. I know that, like I said, I considered re-recording this, but I always want to be honest with you guys. We'll be end up going through all these levels again, going for the 100% after we get up to Paragon. But I wanted you guys to see that sometimes just go ahead and push through. It doesn't have to be perfect. We definitely use more units than we should have. Rest up, have your stuff ready, and just push through. This one isn't a hard one to do. Bring in your best champs and you can walk through it. I will see you guys back for the next Sunday night live stream, and as well as the Monday crystal opening. We will have the next level in this series out tomorrow, and then we'll be finishing up next week. So I hope everybody's making that progress. Everybody's getting those titles. The new Gwenpool store just came out, and those are, great values if you're trying to progress to that next title. Take a look at that and see if there isn't something in there that can help you push a little bit further, because we're definitely going to be. And I will see everybody back for the next one. Peace out.